Hi, my name is Kareem Abinalis, and I'll be talking about Mary Wollstonecraft and the equality of women. So, you might be asking yourself, who was Mary Wollstonecraft? Well, she was an English author, philosopher, and advocate for women's rights, otherwise known as a feminist today. She was born in London, England in 1759, and died in the same place in 1797 while giving birth to her second daughter, Mary Shelley. Wollstonecraft gave birth to two children, Fanny Imlay and Shelley, who later became the future author of Frankenstein. So, you may wonder, what was Mary Wollstonecraft's philosophy, and what was it even about? Well, it was known as egalitarianism. To sum it up, it meant that everyone should be equal and deserved the same type of rights and opportunities as one another. Wollstonecraft's philosophy revolved around the idea that one's social roles should not be based on their sex or gender. She also believed that women should receive an equal education as men, since Wollstonecraft believed that women only seemed inferior to men due to their lack of education. She wanted both men and women to be treated equally as rational human beings, but she doesn't explicitly say this, although she does go into detail about this in her famous writing, A Vindication of the Rights of Women. Just for clarification, A Vindication of the Rights of Women is a feminist philosophical treatise written by Wollstonecraft. The treatise is about Wollstonecraft's arguments regarding the equality of women, most particularly regarding their place in society. Initially, it did receive rather poor reception from critics. However, in today's society, it is regarded as one of the earliest works on feminist philosophy and potentially one of the most revolutionary works. Now, what exactly led to Wollstonecraft shaping up her egalitarian philosophy? There were a couple of factors that caused Wollstonecraft to do this. For one, she conducted a series of observations in France while watching social and political developments there. Following this, she wrote History and Moral View of the Origins and Progress of the French Revolution, which was written by her in 1793. And it opposed the views of Edmund Burke, who basically defended the ideals of the French Revolution. And this was just a few years before her early death in 1797. A notable figure that provoked Wollstonecraft to begin constructing her philosophy was, I don't have the best French impersonation, so bear with me here, Charles Maurice l'Italien Périgord. He made a statement to the National France Assembly, which galvanized Wollstonecraft, stating that women didn't need to worry about getting an education since they were destined to live a calm and secluded life, basically taking care of their children and their husband. Wollstonecraft also strongly believed that the human mind and its imagination was something that needed to be protected so that it could be shaped up to withstand any sort of hardship in a person's life. All these factors not only led to the construction of her philosophy, but her writing of A Vindication of the Rights of Women as well. Also, for those of you who don't know, galvanized means shocked or excited. And then here's a photo of Perry, him. Alright, now what exactly was the impact of Wollstonecraft's philosophy? Regardless of the initial poor reception A Vindication of the Rights of Women received, Wollstonecraft's philosophy still left behind a legacy that impacted the 1800s following her death all the way to the present day. Her philosophy was basically the essential foundation and now the definition of modern-day feminism. Her famous treatise, A Vindication of the Rights of Women, was eventually used in future historical events such as the women's suffrage movement, and it affected other feminist figures like Susan B. Anthony and Lucretia Mott. Due to the legacy of Wollstonecraft's work, she became one of the more famous philosophers of the Age of Enlightenment alongside other philosophers such as John Locke, Voltaire, and Adam Smith. Wollstonecraft's work created an influence on feminism that no other woman in history could even compare to. And despite Wollstonecraft's early death at the age of 38, she still left behind a massive legacy that would linger on for the next 200 years, all the way to the present day. So to sum this all up, Mary Wollstonecraft had a strong desire for the equality between both men and women, otherwise known as egalitarianism. She expressed her desire for this in A Vindication of the Rights of Women. Wollstonecraft's egalitarianism was a strong influence that carried on for the next 2 centuries, affecting many people and movements, all the way to the present day. And she goes down known as possibly one of the best, if not the best, or greatest feminist philosopher in history. Here are my resources, or my references, and yeah, that's about it. I'm glad that you guys took the time to watch this. This is where you clap.